Hello, welcome to Minecraft Therapy, episode 1. Today, this is so cool. This is like the first episode of Minecraft Therapy ever. And this is our world. It looks really cool. I'm excited. It's so nice. We got ice over here and a nice little forest and got some berries already, which will be nice to have. Yeah, let's get into it. Today, our topic is having a purpose in life. Like, I'm still pretty young, but personally, I have kind of struggled with having a purpose, you know? It was weird. It's like, when you're growing up, you're told, or you're asked, I guess, like, what are you going to do when you grow up? Or, like, what are you going to be when you grow up? And, when you're a kid, you kind of have, like, this idea in mind, like, you know what you're going to be. And, sometimes plans fall through. Sometimes people actually stick with their dreams, I guess, or their ultimate goals, and they become something that they really want to be. And that's awesome. But then you also have people who fall into this state of not knowing. And I don't know. I think it really affects people negatively. The expectations kind of get to them. Especially when, they kind of put that pressure on themselves, like maybe this is just my experience, but I feel like when there was a time when I kind of understood that my dream from when I was a kid was probably not like the most realistic, I kind of had like a little bit of an identity crisis. I didn't really know who I was going to be, and that's okay. It kind of took me a long time to oh, nice, there's a village over there. Whoo! We got a nice little world. It's cute. I like it. Little iceberg here is a nice touch. Anyways, yeah. Having a purpose in life. I think people kind of get caught up in the fact it's like, oh, he has a purpose, and he has a purpose, and he has a purpose. Like, what's my purpose? And, it's okay not to know. I think people don't really recognize that enough, is that you don't have to have everything figured out. And in this episode, I guess I hope to reassure you that that is the truth. I think for one, we should probably talk about how there is no objective purpose to anyone's life, in this world we live in where it's like, oh, you gotta work to eat and survive, and, if you don't work, you don't eat, and you don't survive. That's just how capitalism goes, I guess. Capitalism goes, sorry. And so people kind of get caught up in this motion of like, okay, well, my purpose is to make the most money possible, to lead a comfortable life for me and my family. And, there's a dog! Well, I guess it's a wolf, but we all know it's a dog, a future dog. My dog. My dogs. Plural. Anyways. Yeah, they kind of buy into the capitalist way of thinking, I guess, where they have to work all the time. And they have to do it for money, and they have to have the big grand house with the white picket fence and, 2 lovely children and a nice family and whatever. The whole slew of things. But you don't have to. I mean, who told you that you had to? Like, I guess a lot of people, or at least they, implied it. Like, I think this is the case for a lot of people, is what I'm saying. But, no one's forcing you to do anything that you don't want to do. Unless they are, in which case that's I'm sorry. I don't know. There's so many different kinds of lifestyles, and you don't have to you don't have to lead just the, you know, cookie cutter basic one that won't actually make you happy. And there's all sorts of things of like obligations and like, oh, pride and whatever. Let go of your obligations, let go of your pride, you know? Just be you. You have one crappy little life, and you should be happy while you're living it. Because it's short, and you won't live it for long. And you can't waste it. That's my thinking, at least. You know, I've definitely gone through a lot of different phases of what I wanted to do in my life. You know, right now, I'm liking the idea of being a geologist. I think that'd be really cool. And it'd be something that would fit my personality. Geology. Geologist Collin. That is me. Or I guess that is my vision of myself at the moment. And it wasn't always like that. You know, I used to want to be like a big businessman who owned tons of real estate and, you know, was a corporate executive and whatever. The whole, you know, the whole shebang. Shebang, the whole shebang. What a word. What a word, shebang. It's a cool tree. Maybe I should mine under it to get this stuff from it. I don't know if I should. No, I'm not going to. Not yet. I'll find another lush cave somewhere. Anyways, yeah, this whole, like, I guess what got me really thinking about this recently, because like obviously I guess I understood it, but you know, really thinking about it and making sure that you understand what that means for you and your life, I guess takes a bit more effort. And so for me, I guess what really got me thinking about it was this whole like van life trend, you know? Obviously, I guess for a lot of like Gen Zs at least. Ooh, emeralds, nice. A lot of the people of Gen Z, at least, it's super appealing because, you know, it's harder to live now, just generally, way harder to live. And I guess the idea of that freedom, being by yourself or with a couple friends or family members, just out in the world, you know, I think people really find that appealing. And like I do too. I think that's really great. I think it's so cool. And I would definitely like to get into that myself someday. I'm just giving it as an example, you know, like you don't have to fit into the simple, watered down narrative of what it means to be human, you know? Because ultimately being human is so much more complicated than just fitting a stereotype. But anyways, I digress. I digress. Who do I think I am? A professor of words? Nailed it. It was difficult for me to grapple with the fact that I couldn't just do anything I wanted to do. And I think I kind of understood that when I was a kid. You know, I think everyone does to some extent, and maybe suppresses it. Maybe not. Oh, shoot. Wow, I can't believe I dodged that. That's insane. I'm like the new best Minecraft player. I'm just kidding. I don't want to claim anything here, but yeah. Yeah, it was weird for me. I just think I didn't really understand that life was limited. And obviously there's like things that you can't do. and everything. And like, if I'm being completely honest, I kind of understand now that that's what makes it beautiful. That's part of the experience. Not being able to do something, being told no, being aware of the fact that you can't go anywhere and do anything because it's just not how life works. And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe I'd love to be proved wrong about that if at all possible, because it's a very depressing thought. I don't think anyone wants to actually think about, but I think it's the truth to some extent. That's a scary drop. Yeah. I know, like, my grade 12 year of high school, I kind of transitioned from this, oof, that hurt. I transitioned from this businessy, entrepreneurial aspirations mindset where I was, like, dead set on beating everybody and being the best and just, looking out for number one being me. And I transitioned from that to a more like a mindset where I was struggling with the fact that being a businessman, I'd have to like exploit people and do things that I thought were immoral, you know, and I couldn't really do it. And so eventually, this whole identity that I had built up around, oh, one day I'm going to be in business, I'm going to be a real estate investor, and I'm going to be a venture capitalist, and whatever, a whole big pile of things. This whole identity that I had wrapped up in that, when I realized that I didn't want to be that anymore because it conflicted with my morality, which I considered to be more important than, any material thing that I could gain from anything, I think. I didn't know what to do. Like, my grades in school had always been, like, high enough that I was in honor roll every year. And they tanked, during that year. I still did my best to keep them afloat. Let me get there's so many pigs here. I did my best to keep them afloat, but obviously my own conflict with, like, why am I doing anything if I don't know what I'm doing it all for, like what it's going to amount to, what the purpose of any of it is. That always got in the way of me, anyway, that dream thing I said before, scratch that. It always got in the way of me actually performing it the best I could for the things that I know mattered, but I couldn't find a reason to do, And yeah, and so eventually after I kind of realized, like, maybe I don't need, like, a purpose. Maybe I just need to do something that I would enjoy, something that I would want to do because I like doing it. After I kind of came to that conclusion, I kind of started to just do things that I wanted to do and that I liked in an effort to discover eventually what I wanted to dedicate my life's work to, my life's effort to, or towards, I guess, or whatever. It was like night and day, Like, eventually, like, one day you're senseless, directionless, and, you don't know why you're doing anything, and you're purposeless and just whatever. And eventually, if you stick on the right path of just figuring out what you like, figuring out what you want to do. I know for me, I came to this point of, like, peace with myself, and I guess fate. I feel like I've gotten so off track Like I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Having dreams and having goals and like a quote unquote purpose is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But you can't get your identity wrapped up in this fictional idea of what you could be, you know. I think. I don't know, I think everyone does it to some extent, but I think that like your whole identity can't be wrapped up in like in something that might not happen or might not come to fruition or just might not, you know, might not be realistic. Like if you're saying like, oh, one day I'm gonna be the president of the United States, or something. Like, sure, that's nice, and like I don't want to discourage someone from doing that, but I just want to make sure that they understand that the likelihood of that happening is very small. People go like, oh, I'm gonna be like the next Elon Musk, or I'm gonna be the astronaut, or I'm gonna be like the next president of the United States. And I just want to say like, sure, like that's a nice goal to have. Ooh, there's a sunken ship right here. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Wait, gotta put that on. Nice. Anyways, I'm just trying to say like, yeah, have a dream, have a goal, make sure it's attainable, and don't wrap yourself up, your identity, in that dream so much. I'd say more than anything, what you want to become really, I say obsessed with, but like not obsessed. What you want to become really, you know, in tune with or oriented towards is living a life that, you know, makes you happy at the end of it. Because, like, let's face reality. We all know that our lives are going to end, right? And we want to live a life that, you know, will make us happy eventually. Well, not eventually, just like live a life, do things that make you happy, you know? Oh, another village. That's so nice. Oh my gosh, I did it. I used an armor trim. That's so cool. It looks so good. Wow. That's so awesome. I know for me that when I kind of understood, because I think for me the key to finally being okay with the fact that, you know, life was just going to be the way that life was. I might not get to do what I want to do, or like what my ultimate dream. Oh shoot. Is she not going to attack me? Do I want to find out? I don't want to find out. I think for me, realizing that like my ultimate dream might not be attainable, and that's okay. But it's still worth it to pursue a life that would make me happy. Just ultimately, and do things that would make me happy, and like choose to put my efforts towards something that would make me happy and fulfilled. That in itself is good enough. And it was really freeing for me. It kind of helped me to not be so, I guess, stressed out, you know? I kind of just understood, eventually, after struggling with it for a long time, that I didn't have to be anything. I didn't have to be anyone. Nothing had to happen. Nothing needs to happen. And that gave me a lot of comfort, because before, you know, I had come to that conclusion, I was like carrying the weight of the world, you know? I felt like, you know, I felt like I was, well, it's like a metaphor, obviously, but people out there who are trying to pursue your dreams and everything, you know, that's great. I don't want to dissuade anyone from doing what will make them happy. But if I can like get one message across from this whole video, I'm trying to say, you know, it's supposed to be a thing that will make you happy. And it's supposed to make you a better person, and it's supposed to teach you how to be a good person, I guess. How to make your life something that you really enjoy. And so if your dream, like your dream, quote unquote, I guess, is stressing you out so much that you hate your life, maybe get a new dream. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, oh, nice. There's not everything is hinging on you completing this, like, dream of yours, you getting there. I don't want any of this, but this is cool. I'm just saying, like, you know, your dream isn't more important than your happiness. And I think that oftentimes people get caught up in pursuing their dream and forget that their dream is supposed to make them happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, you don't have to pursue that dream anymore. I mean, like, maybe you feel stuck, but I bet that there's some way out if you feel stuck. Maybe you just gotta look. Really, really try and see it. Man, the quality right now is bad. I know for me, it's like whenever I had a dream or some kind of like ultimate task that I was trying to work towards, you know, I don't have much trouble like sticking to my to-do list, or, you know, even like doing small things like doing the dishes. Like, it's not directly related to my dream in any way at all, really, but I can rationalize to myself that by doing the dishes, it makes me a better, stronger person for when I need to call on that strength that I practiced, you know, doing the dishes with, for when it really matters to me. That's how I've always rationalized it to myself, at least. It's like, you know, the reason why you should be doing everything well, I guess, or really trying your hardest to do everything good, or to the best of your ability, is because it'll make you stronger for when you really need it most. Whether that be like in a situation where you actually like genuinely need to call on the most of your strength, like I guess in the life or death situation, or some kind of equatable thing, I don't know. Or, you know, if it's like for your dream, where the quality of your character and the quality of what you're able to produce and output is really good. Yeah. Anyways, I think a good analogy is kind of like for this whole video so far, it's kind of like right now. Like, this is a birch forest. I've never built it in a birch forest. I'm not familiar with birch forests. and maybe they're not my favorite. And I'm thinking all this while I'm like searching for my dream spot, you know, while I'm searching for the thing that I think is going to make me really happy. But in the end, maybe this forest would make me just as happy. Maybe this birch forest is exactly what I need. Maybe I don't need to keep looking, you know? Maybe the real dream is right in front of me, and the things that I enjoy, the little things, you know? Like, I'm thinking of, like, soaring mountains, and big old oak trees, and pine trees, and snow, and everything. But I'm thinking of all that while I'm not looking at, like, the pattern on this bark, or, like, the details in the leaves here, or at the chickens and the pigs wandering through the forest, or the, you know, rose bushes, lilacs over there, or the grass down here, or whatever. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to look so hard. What you enjoy, what you really enjoy, what really makes you happy, that is what's worth pursuing. You don't have to look much farther than that, is what I'm trying to say. And so, in the spirit of really going with the flow and accepting things the way that they present themselves to us, I'm going to build my base right here. This is Collinville. This is my home. And I actually really think I'm going to enjoy it, even if it's not the ideal. Yeah. This is going to be the scene of a beautiful journey, I think, for all of us. There we go. Alright, this is where we're going to build. I'm excited. Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate the kindness and the supports on this channel so far, and I hope that I will see you all again for the next Minecraft Therapy episode. I hope you all have a fantastic day and fantastic lives if this is where we part. Bye. Mwah. Have a great day. Have a great day, baby cakes. I love you. Mwah. Bunny, I'm home. Bye-bye. Mwah. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Alright. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you later.